So I'm just in from the cinema after seeing Insidious The Red Door, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really the biggest fan of this movie. I'm going to call it Insmid-ious from now on because that's what it was. It was pretty mid. I haven't actually seen the third and fourth Insidious movies, so if that is all you need to know about my opinion, then click away now, I suppose, because I might not be the biggest Insidious fan, but I did see the second one, and this basically carries on 9 years later from the second one. So the third and the fourth happened before the first and the second, so I kind of knew what I was seeing, but yeah, everything just felt a little bit mid to me. It really did. Ty Simpkins and Patrick Wilson are the two co-leads here, and to be honest, I just thought it was very boring, and for the most part it's a very slow burn. It really is. I really was feeling these talk moments just way too much. I was like, get me into the scares. I don't care about this father and son drama. I want to see some horror scares. That's all I wanted. And this movie relied too much on jump scares. There's probably 6 or 7 jump scares in the movie, but it's an hour and 50 minutes long, and I don't think that that's good enough for a movie that's meant to be one of the best horror franchises. I just was underwhelmed about the whole thing. It was fun, I guess. It's not the worst, and Patrick Wilson actually directed this, and I think the cinematography and the way it was shot was pretty cool. It builds up the tension, but as I said, it relied a lot on jump scares, and when jump scares happen, it goes very quiet, and then you kind of know that it's going to happen, so you're preparing yourself. Now, they did get me because I was sitting there like this for some parts because I knew something was coming. And there was 2 instances where you think something's going to happen and it doesn't happen. One is before the opening title appears, and the other is later on in the movie. But for the most part, they really hit you with the jump scares. Although there is one, and I jumped out of my seat when I seen this. I did, I will say. I won't spoil it, but it's early on in the movie. They're in an art room place, and I got the fright of my life. It was scary, but I just think the overall premise of the story was pretty bad. It carries on 9 years later from Insidious Chapter 2 with Patrick Wilson's character and Ty Simpkins' character, father and son, not really getting on together. Ty Simpkins' character goes to college and he starts getting memories of being in the Further, which is basically the demonic realm of this franchise. And it takes a good, over an hour to get into the Further. And why? It didn't need that much setup and exposition. We know what it is, just get into it. But it really felt like it was dragging. And it wasn't really until maybe 25, half an hour in that the scare started to come for me, and that left about an hour space for all the rest to come, but it just didn't hit with me and I just didn't really enjoy it. As I said, the story was a bit of a mess. Maybe I was missing some points because I haven't watched the third and the fourth, but overall I really did go into this thinking that I kind of had a good grasp of what was going on, but I just was very underwhelmed by it, and it was a fun time to watch, but it's not something that I want to watch again. And the second one I remember watching when it came out and it scared the life out of me, but this just was very mid. And I think especially coming off the back of some really great horror movies that I've seen this year with The Boogeyman and Evil Dead Rise, this is just bottom of the pile for me. And it's sad because it's a cool franchise and I like Patrick Wilson, I like James Wan, and I like Ty Simpkins and whatever, but it just wasn't for me. So I'm going to give this movie a 2.5 out of 5 stars, a 4.5 out of 10. I just wasn't in love with this at all. It really just was quite underwhelming. As something that's meant to be super scary, it wasn't. There was only 1 or 2 moments that were, and even that red face guy, he's one of the most iconic, the devil dude from the first and the second one, he's one of the most iconic horror villains, and in this he just didn't seem scary at all. He's used 3 times, and it's just really annoying. If you're gonna bring him back and you're gonna make a movie about the conclusion, then give us more of him. Just show us more. That's all you need to do. But yeah, look, that's my review of Insidious The Red Door. Go and check it out if you like. I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year. Probably is one of the worst horrors that I've seen this year, but it's still decent, and it's one that you'll probably enjoy watching. You'll get a few laughs and a few scares out of it, but overall the package just isn't great.